She sat down beside me without asking. Not shy, not hesitant, not even pretending to be accidental, just certain. Her perfume hit first. Clean, expensive, something that clung to memory the way regret does. Then her voice followed, low and deliberate. "Your wife's currently dating my husband." I didn't turn, didn't flinch. I watched the steam coil from my untouched coffee like it was the only thing keeping me tethered to the moment. She leaned in, close enough that I could feel her breath brush the side of my neck, close enough that if I'd been a weaker man, I might have mistaken the moment for seduction instead of warfare. "Forget about her," she whispered, a smirk hidden in her tone. "Have a real date with me instead." I said yes, not because of her beauty, not because I believed her, not even because I felt anything resembling desire. I said yes because something in her voice told me she wasn't lying, and something in me, cold, already half broken, needed the truth more than I needed my marriage. So I followed her out of the cafe, my heart silent, my mind calculating. I didn't realize it then, but that single step was the first real decision I'd made in months, maybe years, and it would change everything. Her name was Mara. She walked like someone who'd already been through the fire and found it disappointingly warm. We sat in her car, black leather, immaculate, no wedding photos, no clutter, just the faintest trace of a man who didn't deserve her. "She's been seeing him for 6 months," she said, "maybe longer. I only found out last week." I kept my eyes on the passing streetlights, each one flicking across my reflection in the window, brief, fractured versions of myself. "Why tell me?" I asked. "Because you deserve to know before you start blaming yourself." A pause. "And because I wasn't going to let him keep lying to both of us." I didn't speak. Words felt too imprecise, too emotional. Instead, a quiet tremor worked its way through my hands, small enough to hide, strong enough that I couldn't ignore it. 6 months. Of late meetings, of sudden gym routines, of passwords changed, then changed again, of her phone always face down on the table. Little things I'd shoved into some mental drawer labeled, "Not now." Mara didn't sugarcoat anything. "They meet at a hotel," she added, "Friday evenings, room 409. My breath caught in my throat. Friday? The night she always said she worked late? My mind split into two, one part grieving, the other cataloging every detail with ruthless precision. I didn't ask for proof, not yet. Truth has a way of revealing itself when handled gently, like coaxing a confession from someone who thinks they're safe. The next week, I became a ghost in my own life, quiet, controlled, observing everything. Her phone buzzed differently around me now. She guarded it like a second heartbeat, showered with it on the counter, slept with it under her pillow. I checked phone records, strange numbers, patterned call times, short conversations at odd hours. I checked bank statements, charges at restaurants she would never take me to, too intimate for business dinners. Then I checked hers, a forgotten tablet in the kitchen drawer, still linked to her messages. She'd changed her password, but she forgot one thing. The backup login reset still ran through my email. When the screen finally unlocked, the truth spilled out like venom. Messages, pictures, plans whispered in text bubbles. "My husband thinks I'm working late at Dan, LOL. He'll never suspect." And the one that turned something inside me permanently cold? "Sometimes I think he's too calm, like he already knows." I sat there reading it under the dim kitchen light, the hum of the refrigerator filling the silence she left behind. Calm? Yes, I had become very good at that. I printed everything. Not to confront her, not yet. Confrontation without strategy is just noise, and I wanted silence, the kind that destroys. Friday came. She dressed nicer than usual, perfume stronger, makeup sharper. "Long night," she said, grabbing her keys. I nodded. The kind of nod that doesn't give anything away. When she left, I drove to the hotel and waited in the parking lot, watching the entrance with the stillness of a man who'd already accepted the inevitable. Room 409. The elevator took longer than it should have. I stood there, counting each passing floor like a countdown. When the door opened, I didn't knock. I didn't have to. It wasn't locked. Her gasp was the first sound. His was the second. I didn't speak, didn't yell. I simply placed the printed messages on the table beside their half-finished wine. My calmness terrified them more than rage ever could. She tried to speak. I raised a hand. Just one. A dismissal. Her face crumpled, but I felt nothing. Not anger, not grief, not even satisfaction. Just clarity. Sharp, clean, final. I didn't file for divorce immediately. That would have been too merciful. Instead, I let the truth settle over her like a slow suffocation. I moved with precision, spoke only when necessary, smiled without warmth, slept on the far edge of the bed. I wasn't punishing her. I was letting her punish herself. A week later, she cracked. Tears, apologies, promises she should have made months ago. I listened in perfect stillness. Then I handed her the document she didn't expect, a financial separation she'd already signed without realizing. I'd taken precautions, logged her previous consent, prepared everything. "You trapped me," she whispered. "No," I replied softly. "You trapped yourself. I just stopped saving you from the consequences." Her knees buckled. Mine stayed firm. I left the house the next morning, not because I needed space, because I no longer needed anything from her. Mara was waiting outside, leaning against her car, expression unreadable, but somehow knowing this moment would come. "You look lighter," she said. "I am." The air felt sharper, cleaner, like I'd stepped out of a burning building I didn't realize was on fire until I smelled the smoke on my clothes. I didn't look back at the house, or the woman inside it, or the life I'd spent years trying to hold together. Some things aren't meant to be repaired. Some truths, once revealed, free you more than they break you. And for the first time in months, I exhaled fully. A quiet, brutal, final release. I didn't lose her. I simply stopped carrying what was already gone.